Welcome, my amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting me from. If you're joining from Asia, from Africa, from Europe, from America, or from Australia, I thank you very much for your contributions on my channel. Please, whenever you watch the video, go to the comment section and express yourself. Say it the way you feel it, contribute according to what you have watched on the video, and make your corrections, make your amendments, make your own tangible contribution. You can criticize if you so desire, but make your criticism constructively. That is also welcome. Thank you so much for your contributions. Please, you know what I'm doing here, only to bring you information on what is going on in that very contraption called Nigeria, the situation of the country. I am not here to preach hate. I'm not here to hate anybody. I'm not here to talk down on anybody. I'm not against any tribe. I'm not against anybody, but I am standing for the truth and nothing but the truth. As I am standing here, I'm speaking, bringing up information and truth about the situation of that very country called Nigeria. As you can see, it is not easy for anybody, not easy for the Southerners, not easy for the Northerners, not easy for any indigenous tribe in that very country called Nigeria. We have only one people who have decided that we will not leave. We are all crying and saying, leave and let us live. That is the message we have. We are asking for referendum. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as you all know, has given us a message which we are pushing forward. What message did Mazi Nnamdi give to us? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave us the message of freedom, the message of peace. We are asking for referendum. Referendum, right for everybody to decide his or her fate. Right for everybody to decide where they belong. You cannot force us to go into what we do not want to be into. You cannot force us into a marriage that we do not bargain for. We are asking for referendum for us to take decision on our lives, on the way we do things. Every indigenous tribe in that very country called Nigeria needs the referendum. It is not just the Biafrans or the Ududuans. The Middle Belters are crying. Even the North are not finding it funny. It is only the Fulani Janjaweed that are fighting by all means possible to occupy the land of the indigenous people. It is very clear. This is not a propaganda, neither is it a hate speech, but the truth and nothing but the truth. Even when the international media and the conventional media in Nigeria are trying to push a false narrative, when they come out, they talk about the herdsmen. They tell us that the herdsmen are from the Yoruba land, some of them are from Igbo land, some are from Sideway. That is a pure lie. The people who we know to be herdsmen in the Nigeria is the Fulanis. Even the Hausas do not have herdsmen. The people who know to be herdsmen in Nigeria are the Fulanis. They are the Fulanis. They are the herdsmen who are moving from one place to the other. They are the people who are talking about the grazing route. There is no Igbo man or a Yoruba man or even an Hausa man that is carrying a cow all the way from the south to the north or from the north to the west. It doesn't happen anywhere. It has never happened in Nigeria and will never happen. Nobody has bargained for it except the Fulanis. This is the truth and nothing but the truth. As they are pushing forward their propaganda, telling all manner of lies against our supreme leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we will continue to debunk all those lies. We will continue to debunk every lies that they are telling against our supreme leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Whatever message Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has preached online that he has given us is a message of freedom, a message of peace, a message for us to demand that which is ours. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, through his message, called out people who need to be called out, called our attention. For those of you who are angry about the insult, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never insulted anybody who is doing the right thing. If you are doing the right thing, he will rain praises on you. It doesn't matter your tribe, it doesn't matter your religion, it doesn't matter where you belong. Once you are following the right step and saying the truth, speaking the truth, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will praise you. But once you are not doing the right thing, it doesn't matter your tribe. You might be Igbo, you might be Yoruba, you might be Hausa, wherever you belong, and you are not doing the right thing, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu calls you out, and that is what we are still doing till date. You can't stop us. You can arrest Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for as long as you want, but the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have sunk into our bloodstream. The message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is running in our vein. Not only in the vein of the Biafrans, in the vein of everybody from the southern part of Nigeria, everybody from that country called Nigeria who knows the truth and wants the truth. The message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu runs in their vein. And we will continue to push that message. It doesn't matter what you do. Recently, you can see the propaganda that people are pushing around, trying to bring the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, where he was talking about the invasion of the southeastern part of Nigeria. trying to push a message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that he released when they killed an innocent man, Ikonso, who was fighting to defend his people. When Ikonso was fighting to defend his own people from the terrorists that are invading the southeastern part of Nigeria, the governor of Imo State went forward to use his DSS, he used his military to go to Ikonso's house. Not even in the war front. To Ikonso's house, they abducted him and murdered him. They murdered Ikonso in cold blood. And when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu heard it, he was disturbed. Even on the live stream that the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was crying, sharing tears for the death of Ikonso, the innocent man who was abducted from his home and killed, only because he was protecting his people. On that very day, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made pronunciation that for the death of Ikonso, for killing Ikonso, that 2,000 men are going to go with him. They are now pushing this very message forward to say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu called for the death of 2,000 policemen. Let me tell you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not just an ordinary person, he's a spiritual man, and whenever he speaks in parable. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you all know, speaks in parable. It is just like when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told you that Nigeria would be worse than Somalia. Many people thought that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to bring war and begin to throw bombs all around. But today, what are you seeing? Every prediction Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has made through his prayers and his steadfastness has come to pass. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told you that Ikonso will be buried with 2,000 men, he didn't send anybody to go and kill anybody. He was talking from the spiritual aspect of it. That whatever you melted upon Ikonso will be melted upon 2,000 men in that very military. Spiritually. And trust Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whenever he makes his pronunciation, God honors it. Chukwu Okike Abiyama honors everything he says. Chukwu Okike Abiyama honors everything Mazi Nnamdi Kanu says. And when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made that pronunciation, you can see the death has been happening among the military since then. It is not because the ESM went after the military. It is not because anybody attacked the military. But the prayers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that we all know that is our spiritual leader. Mazi Nnamdi being the spiritual leader of IPOB is not just a joke. When you hear about the supreme leader of IPOB, it is not a joke. You can read most of his pronunciation when he talks about the death of Buhari. It happened not because he went to kill Buhari. When he talked about the death of Abba Kyari, it happened not because he went and murdered Abba Kyari. When he talked about the death of who again, there are so many of them, all those cabals who came together to fight against Biafra, and those who said that over their dead body will Biafra come. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came out and rained curses upon them, and all of them today are beneath the earth. They are dead. They are dead not because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu assassinated them. They are dead not because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went after them, but because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has a spiritual strength, and whenever whatever he asks for from Chukwu Okike Abiyama happens. And when Ikonso died, it was painful to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that he cried on the live program. He shed tears on the live program, and he declared that 2,000 men will go with Ikonso. Those 2,000 men, it is only Chukwu Okike Abiyama who has the right to take them away. And since then, Chukwu Okike Abiyama have taken it upon himself to let it happen the way Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have declared. As you all know, people are now posting this video telling that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sent people to go and kill. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never sent anybody. Even on that very program, he never sent anybody. And if you are talking about burying Ikonso with 2,000 head, Ikonso has not yet been buried. Ikonso, as we also we have not seen his body, let alone talking about burial. You have to see the body of Ikonso first of all, receive the body before you can talk of burial. Up to today, the Nigerian military have not released the body of Ikonso to the members of IPOB. They have not released it to us. So how then are we going to go after killing people to bury Ikonso when even you have not given us the body? So whoever is reading that propaganda, using it to tie Mazi Nnamdi Kanu down, is wasting his or her time. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has not declared the killing of everybody, has not sent anybody to go and commit any murder anywhere. He has never. Every time he make a pronunciation on the media, every time Mazi Nnamdi is going to make a declaration, it is a spiritual entangled pronunciation. Just as he mentioned in the head of Buhari, just as he mentioned in the head of Abba Kyari, just as he mentioned in the head of Magudu, just as he mentioned in the head of most of them in that cabal, in that very seat. Many of them that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu called out to Chukwu Okike Abiyama to take out. Chukwu Okike Abiyama took them out immediately. Everybody that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have declared curse on his life come to pass. It is not ordinary. This man was appointed by Chukwu Okike Abiyama. Whatever happening is the will of Chukwu Okike Abiyama. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has never hurt a fly. He has never taken any life. Chukwu Abịama is fighting his battle, whatever he demands, because he is as pure and as white as snow. So for you that I carried out propaganda telling that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sent people to go and kill because of Ikonso, Mazi Kanu did not send anybody. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made his spiritual declaration with the pain of Ikonso, which every one of us felt. An innocent man who was lying down, sleeping in his house. They went, abducted him and murdered an innocent man. And he wants us to smile about it. He wants us to keep quiet about it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made the declaration to Chukwu Abịama to take away 2,000 men on behalf of Ikonso. And that, as you can see, it is happening. It is happening. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have never raised a finger against anybody. Neither have he declared. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu want to make the declaration, even Biafrans are angry. Biafrans are angry against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for not making declaration, for not allowing them to go after all these murderers, not allowing them go after all these efulefus in Igbo land. They are angry. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has held himself. He has held himself and has never declared any killing on anybody. He has never done that. He has only been calling them out and calling them to come back to their senses and do what they're supposed to do. For those of you who have not had Mazi Nnamdi Kanu interview, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have granted several interviews to the media, international media, and told them our mission. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has made it clear on international media, told them our mission on how to achieve Biafra.
Why are you still fighting the struggle to have independence for Biafra?
We are fighting for independence, not fighting physically with guns and bullets. We are fighting in terms of our agitation. We are fighting in terms of our belief. We're fighting in terms of our consistency to ensure that we are free, because we're not free. As a free people, we can afford to make life better for our people. Right now, we can't do that because of how Nigeria is structured and because of the very flawed foundations upon which Nigeria rests.
You called for a referendum latest this year, November, you said, I think. Yes. If that doesn't happen, what's the way forward? Because the way it looks like the government will definitely not agree to that.
Then there'll be no elections in Biafra land. No more elections here. They can put whoever they like in office. They can do whatever they like with their political positions. We will not engage in any political process.
You said it's a peaceful struggle, but
yes.
There are some videos of you appearing in the past, especially abroad, in particular in one conference in the US, where you said you need weapons to defend yourself, you need guns and ammunition. How can we understand that in the context that you're saying it's a peaceful struggle?
I'm sure you've heard about the Fulani headsmen killing people all over the place. Have you heard about it?
Of course.
Exactly. So how do you intend to defend yourself against Fulani headsmen without guns and bullets? They've been killing our people, raping our women, destroying crops in the farms, and no one does anything about it. Is that how human beings are supposed to live?
So, and you have the right to arm yourself and defend yourself with arms in that context?
Self-defense is recognized even by all the known laws of the UN. Is that not correct? We have the right. If somebody were to barge into this very interview now wielding a machete or an AK-47, are you suggesting we should let them get away with it?
You were detained for almost 2 years, from 2015 on, and actually there was no trial. No trial ever happened, and despite several court rulings that said you were supposed to be released, you were not released.
Yes.
Do you think you were treated in a fair way by the government? Or rather also by the justice system?
No, not fairly, because Nigeria is not a civilized country. People behave like animals. They are not reasonable enough. They're not disciplined enough. They are not mentally developed enough to run a transparent civil society. For them, they have a feudal mindset where you have the ruling class and, a multitude of poverty-stricken people who never utters any word in rebellion or to even ask questions about their plight. That is one thing we are determined to challenge.
Don't you think you insult a lot of Nigerians with that?
I'm being very kind, to be honest. I could have used far more harsher words to describe them. I'm being very kind.
So generally, you don't think very positive of your countrymen then, obviously?
They are not... When you say positive, no, as individuals, perhaps there are a few good people amongst them. But as a collective, it's an absolute mess. And you can see for yourself. Didn't you go through the roads and see how horrible they are? Didn't you see how unkept everywhere is? How filthy and dirty everywhere is? That is the product of a Nigerian system that is uniquely backwards, even by the very third world standards of Black Africa. That's the fact, and people must face up to it.
Well, I traveled in the north quite extensively, and I went to very remote areas sometimes where you would still find Igbo people living there, peaceful together with communities in the north. Don't you sometimes think that you might endanger their peaceful coexistence with the communities there, that they might get into trouble with that?
So if they're living so peacefully together, or cohabiting so peacefully as you put it, how come you hear about all those uprisings in the north where southern Christians are being slaughtered and nothing gets done about it? Are you telling me that that is normal? People are in the north out of a dire need, necessity more or less, to try and survive. Because here, the entire production process has been emasculated by people and policies that are geared towards ensuring that our people exist in perpetual state of poverty. And that is unacceptable to us. What we're asking the world to recognize is that we want to live in peace, not in pieces. We want to live in peace just to allow us to be. Allow Biafra to exist. We were existing before the British came. Just allow us to go back to, what we were before. No African came to Europe to create countries. So for somebody to just come in here and say, you, from today your name is Nigeria, is simply laughable.
His mission is not to kill an innocent person. His mission is not to raise arm against anybody. His mission is Biafra. Is Biafra or death. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was even willing to give his own life to make sure that Biafra comes. That was how serious Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was. Working with Chukwu Okike Abiama on a daily basis, as white as snow, just as he had always said, it has been proven beyond reasonable doubt there is no stain in the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It doesn't matter what you say, it doesn't matter what you do. This is the truth and nothing but the truth. And we will continue to push it forward. So whoever is pushing that very message outside, calling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, trying to nail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu down, and he sent people to kill, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has never, ever sent anybody to kill any person. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu only makes spiritual declaration in his broadcast. And once ever he declares to the glory of God, Chukwu Okike Abiama listens to him, and it happens just exactly the way he predicts. When he told you that Nigeria will be worse than Somalia, the same way people were coming out to say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu want to declare war. They declared war upon him. They say he's calling for war, he's calling for war. He told you that Nigeria will be worse than Somalia. Today, what happened? In the northern part of Nigeria, it is worse than Somalia, and terrorists have taken over everywhere because of the foolishness and stupidity of your government. So, whatever propaganda you bring it on. Bring it on. The truth must be heard by every part of the world. Anybody that watches this video should share this video. Share this video to all platforms, to everybody that need to see it. Do not hesitate to share this video. If you are not sharing this video, you are accomplices. If you are not sharing video, it means you are not fighting for freedom and you're not willing to be free. It doesn't matter where you come from. You might be from Oduduwa, you might be from Biafra, you might be from the Middle Belt, you might be from the North. If you are somebody who believes in the truth and knows the truth, share this video to every platform. Let them see and hear the truth about the situation. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never sent anybody to kill. He made a spiritual declaration, and because of his sanctity, because of his purity, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is as white as snow, whatever he declares comes to pass. Whatever he asks from Chukwu Okike Abiama, Chukwu Okike Abiama never hesitates to do what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu asked. Just as he have asked for freedom. Freedom is here. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told you that Biafra will come. Now Biafra is here. He is here already. Biafra is here. It doesn't matter what you do, what you say. Biafra is here, and nobody born of a woman can stop it. If you dare, say just like other people have been saying over your dead body. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu prayer will take you down. Thank you so much for watching from wherever you are watching from. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please kindly subscribe to this channel and share this video to every platform where you can share. Use your own platform, no matter how big or how small. Use your own platform to spread this gospel. This is not time to be silent. This is not time to be a coward. This is not time to complain. It is time to add your own voice and say it the way you feel it. Don't allow them to take over the story. Don't allow them to tell the story their own way. Don't allow them to change the narrative. We'll continue to push the truth, and the world will hear us. You never can tell who the video is going to get to his heart, share the video. Thank you so much for watching, and remember this. Bye-bye. See you again on the next video.